Simbi Dlo Yahweh. Simbi Dlo Yahweh. Simbi.
Carnival and the spirit of carnival and the spirit of joy and dance and drum and people and song, it helps to bring joy to a very troubled life.
Everything that you just described alludes to the depth of what we do. It's more than just a dance class. It's more than just steps.
You can feel it in your whole body and spirit, and that's what it is.
And this also transcended my thinking and education, foundation, knowledge, as far as everything that's involved with a carnival and with a samba contingency, with a bateria, which is the drum section that I play in. I'm enlightened.
What's different about SambaFunk is that it's something new, but yet it's something old.
My specialty is in carnival expression. I'm not a trained dancer by trade, but I love carnival, and I know how carnival brings the best out of people, from babies to adults, and you just see people having a good time and enjoying themselves. It's a lot of color, it's flash, and it's not only in Brazil, but it's all throughout Latin America, it's all throughout the Caribbean, and some parts it's all over the world. And you have African influences that are all over the world the same way. So I felt very connected to that, and I felt that that was one of the things that I could express and share with other people, is that love and joy for carnival, and being able to express that love and joy and spirit through carnival.
In many parts of the world where Catholic Europeans set up colonies and entered into the slave trade, carnival took root, combining European, Indigenous, and African traditions. Carnival became a way for African people to express their power as individuals, as well as celebrate their culture in a new world. Just as the African people used carnival as their dynamic tool for self-expression, SambaFunk embodies the same spirit of honor, joy, community, freedom, exploration, and celebration.
When you think about the African diaspora and what that is, it describes the transition of Africans from Africa, primarily through the transatlantic slave trade. The colonial empires were battling for land in Africa, whether you're talking about the Dutch, the British, the Portuguese, of course the Spanish, all getting labor, human beings, enslaved Africans from Africa, bringing them across the Atlantic, landing here in the New World, which was the Americas, North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. And with this transition, you have Africans bringing their art and culture, their expression, their religion, their beliefs, their names, their recipes, their, in some instances, their food. In that, you have the spread of the culture. And then you have the birth of new cultures because you have the African-based culture now being mixed with a colonial influence. And when they're landing on these new shores, you also have now the indigenous interaction as well. So it's like they're hitting land and creating something new that's kind of blowing up. You have Africans all throughout the diaspora bringing their culture, bringing their influence, and that's one thing that we embrace through SambaFunk is that experience, the actual physical transatlantic mission of our ancestors coming across the water, and then the cultures that they cultivated all throughout the Americas. We acknowledge that on a regular basis.
As our newsletter says, just 10 weeks away from Carnival. So after this Sunday, we're going to be single digits away. So a lot of stuff has to happen in a very short period of time.
Starting in new organizations, I think that a lot of the new people that are coming in have no idea what a massive undertaking Carnival is. And how it requires the entire community to make it come across. But it's not so much that it's work, that we all need to work and grind and get together. It's more that this is how we're bonding. This is how we're creating a community. And people do get to know one another and bond over the work projects.
It's a major undertaking. You work with so many different people. You work with all ages of people. The model that we use is a model that we use in Fogo. And I'm sure that this model is used all throughout the Caribbean, but the Carnival contingent represents children all the way up to elders, and there are different wings in the contingent. So depending on how many people you have or how many people you are attempting to have in your contingent, you can have a number of different costumes. So you have a number of different fittings, you have a number of different looks, you have to gather all this material. You want to try to get unique material so everybody, other contingents won't look like you color-wise and material-wise. So it takes a lot of planning in advance to come up with these creative ideas that really still have some type of cultural, spiritual, artistic significance beyond just going down the street and just dancing and playing and having a good time.
So my name is Keys Jure. What got me into this position is belief. Like, if I hear something and I really believe in it, you know, like really believe that this is good and strong and this is what I want to be down with, then I try to make it happen. I consider myself like a stopgap measure. And that's kind of what I've been. You know, I make a pretty good Kirk, but I like being Spock, you know? Spock is hella cool and has no interest in like being on the front stage. He just wants to get the job done. What I'm working on right now is the Pasistas headpieces. I got all their bras done. I think there are either 10 or 11 of them. But what you're doing is you're taking a metal that melts really, really easily, and you're melting it onto a metal that does not melt very easily. And that's what you do. Remember, when I'm doing this, I'm just doing the welding or the soldering. I'm not actually I'm not actually creating the whole piece. I'm making the skeleton. That's right. They put the muscle and the tissue and the soul to it, you know. This one right here also has flaps reinforced with buckram. It also stays on like, and it's really, this is the first time I put it on, it's really. So this outfit here comes with the top, it comes with a headpiece, It comes with some jewels. You get a bag of jewels. You can decorate it any way you like. You can add jewels to them. It's just that you give us minimum amount of jewels that we have set aside, and then you can embellish it as you see fit, as long as the jewels fit into the color scheme, which is yellow, orange, and purple. This is pretty much how it is going to be, guys. Should be worn with biker shorts, or if you like, or thong. I will be wearing biker shorts, but if you want to wear...
My name is Tigre, and we are outside of American Steel Studios in West Oakland. I've never built a float before. What I'm building is drawing on experience that I've had. So, you know, the cardboard and paper mache technique is stuff that I use for large-scale puppet building and masks and things like that. And then I've done set and theater building and design for many years. So, kind of drawing on that experience, also figuring it out as I go.
We're building our essential structure, and so that will give a square shape with volcanoes coming out of it, and the bridge will be in the middle. So this is the, I guess, blueprints.
Yeah. So basically, if you look at the float, so the two squares on each side, that's where the scaffolding is going to be.
These are volcanoes, and between them is the Golden Gate Bridge. And these will be 6 to 8 foot high dance platforms. And then there's like sewing fabric and painting with a little bit more precision and, you know, things like that. Cutting wood. We're gonna head over to American Steel, which is where everything's getting built. And Robert is in the process of building our structural bases now.
My background is I'm a builder, and Tigre came up with a basic design.
Yeah.
And then we had to figure out how we could hold the weight. And basically we built a stage. And so, you know, these things, you never really go with the first design. And we went through a couple of designs. And even during actual build, you have what's called an as-built. And so your design changes according to materials you're going to use and what's realistically going to work. Because, you know, drawings are one-dimensional, it's flat. Once you start incorporating the 3 dimensions, things change.
So this is the heart of the volcano that Robert built. This is the core of it. And so I basically just got cardboard. I stapled it to this at first, and then using, where's my good staple parts? Here we go. Using this handy-dandy Rapid 31 staple plier, what it allows me to do is take 2 pieces of cardboard. You can staple them together like that, but you can also actually cut into it. So you can stitch pieces together really fast. This is what allows for this to happen much faster than it would with, say, hot glue. I would still be building the structure. Being involved in a community like SambaFunk is, to me, really natural. It's a really magical community of people, and it's a blessing that I came into it so soon into coming across the country and moving 3,000 miles away from my home from Philly. I'm from Philly. I spent most of my life on the East Coast. And I had a couple friends out here, but you know, I was mostly coming out to start fresh. And one of my friends, Audrey, who dances in SambaFunk, had been telling me about the group for a while and how awesome it was and how awesome Samba dancing is and all these things. And I just started getting into salsa and whatever else. So I was really into the idea of the culture behind it. And so I just came to class one day and immediately fell in love. Just the movement felt really good for me. It just felt really natural and felt incredibly spiritually uplifting. And I was just struck by immediately how everybody that I interacted with was just loving and open and welcoming, and it just felt really good. So
when you see the whole contingent in its entirety on the street, you have the drummers, they're dressed up in these fancy hot colors, orange and yellow. You have the dancers, it's complimenting them in that way. And then you have your float, which is kind of like your triple threat, also solidifying your theme. And our theme, of course, is the joyous Soulquarium enterprise journey. There you have it, Funkquarians representing, a lot of people doing a lot of hard work. And
It's time to eat.
It's time to eat. Food.
Our group, SambaFunk, when we first started, we acknowledged and identified ourselves as the Funkquarians. And the Funkquarians are the babies that were thrown overboard in the Middle Passage. We believe that they created an underwater Afrophibious nation of African people that live at the bottom of the sea. So we acknowledge our ancestors, we acknowledge our bloodlines. We know that too many times we don't remember those people.
Okay, Andre Preston, they call me Dr. Funkenstein. Right here on the rooftop in Oakland, California. Right now, my mission, besides drumming with SambaFunk, I'm producing the illustrated narrative of the story of the Funkquarians. Epic 1 began with Funkquarians being born of the mothers from the slave ships being thrown overboard, the pregnant mothers. Babies were born underwater. The babies born underwater adapted to the undersea life. They developed lungs that could breathe underwater. It thus was formed the nation of Funkquaria, of all the nations of Africa spread out throughout the land, throughout the earth, underwater. As they grow and prosper, they come every season to bring peace, harmony, good vibrations, and well-being to the earth through the carnival season. With the music, the dance, the color, the food, the smells, just the entire spirit. Epic 2 picks up where that left off. This time around is the joyous Soulquarium enterprise journey. In Epic 2, at the end of Carnival, the world falls into a depression, deep funk depression. People are lethargic, listless, people fighting each other, just doing things that show a lack of strength. Everything's just worn out from celebration, overindulgence. So what happens is, through the great wizard, the all-seeing wizard, Serdek, he has the eye to show the condition of the world from the stratosphere to deep undersea to the core of the earth, in touch with all realms. And he connects with the life mother, who is all feeling. She is sympathetic, empathic to all life on earth and in all realms. They connect with King Ipharam of the deep and come together for a solution to call forth the 7 daughters of Funkquaria from the 7 tribes of Funkquaria, where they will plant the scrolls, sacred scrolls from each volcano, 7 points on the earth, all in a pattern that forms pyramids from the northern hemisphere to the equatorial zone to the southern hemisphere. These volcanoes erupt simultaneously as the daughters go to the base of the volcano and plant the scrolls, which contain 7 principles to be determined. These principles then form a vortex around the entire globe, which then creates the Great Awakening, the Great Reawakening of all the people, the sleeping giant of humanity.
It's not Carnival, it's the spirit that you, and us together bring the Carnival. It's our Carnival spirit. Once my Carnival spirit shines, yours shines, and we light up the whole room. We light up the whole street. We light up the whole neighborhood. We light up the whole city. We light up the whole region, and it goes on and on and on.
here. We don't have no slow tempo. Smith, and I'm a member of SambaFunk, part of the bateria, part of the funk time players. My leadership role is really standing in front and almost like a conductor. We like it hype, we like it hot, we like to have fun. I love about SambaFunk is the intentions and the thought behind it. If you look at our the themes that Theo comes up with, the way he talks in class, the energy that we bring to class, I am in love with grown-ups that come to party and have a good time and really want to bring the best part of themselves, discover best and better parts of themselves, and just have fun and be your natural, regular self. I mean, we are celebrating a tradition, but we feel very comfortable bringing ourselves to the tradition, and so we're kind of blending both. But I come there, people say sometimes they feel like it's church, because you're really there to tap into your higher energy, your higher intentions, and so this is, I think that's what makes it unique. I know other groups do great work, but I think that's what makes SambaFunk so unique. The tradition that we're building a lot from is the Afro Blocos from Bahia, Salvador, Bahia. A lot of the feelings and a lot of the work came out of Black Power and a love of Black culture and really trying to promote Black culture. And so having grown up in Oakland and having been around where the Panthers were really big and really influenced how we lived, what we talked about, who we saw on the streets, how people just sort of conducted their lives. The Panthers were always a part of that consciousness at a time, sort of at the end of the civil rights movement when I was growing up. And so Oakland was a place where your Blackness, your Africanness, your love of Black culture and community were like a daily part of your life. You thought about it, you talked about it, and it was an issue that was discussed, and it was something that you had to contend with within your own life, whoever you became. You could reject it, you could accept it, you could take parts of it, whatever, but it was something that I grew up thinking about all the time. And so the Afro Bloco concept, the concept of neighborhoods where kids can come, where people can celebrate their African heritage, they can celebrate themselves within a cultural context of not being appreciated, coming to a place and being appreciated. Your brown skin, your Black skin, your lips, your nose, your body type is different. Your kind of music, everything is being supported, and not just supported, but like elevated. I think that my consciousness, that what I grew up with fits hand in hand, and I mean, if you listen to any of the music, they reference Black Power and a lot of the classic music and tunes rather of the Afro Bloco movement. And so it's really, I feel like I grew up with it, just in a different place. Like Bahia is far away, it's on a different shore, but it is same kind of consciousness, same kind of love, same need for support and upliftment. So,
people to touch that for themselves. I mean, we can get to the dance steps. You know, we can get to that. I will show you how to do some samba reggae, some other carnival dances, some funk routines. We play house music, cumbia, funga was from Africa. We touch on all these different elements of art and culture. And I will show you that. But first, it's just about feeling confident with you being in front of people. You know, sometimes that's a barrier. Just like people are looking at me and, you know, are they gonna laugh at me or, you know, so it's a process of taking people to areas in themselves where they can tap into themselves and bring the art that they have out, whether it's like fully blown, where somebody is gonna be the next Van Gogh, or if it's just, hey, I just want to be able to go to my family reunion and do the two-step. Samba, of course, is my connection to Brazil. SambaFunk is a genre in and of itself. There was a time in Brazil in music where Brazilian artists looked to America, like many artists throughout the world, especially African-based black artists throughout the world, look to the celebrities, the music forms, the art forms that are being generated here on these shores, you know, from the coast of California to the coast of New York, DC, Florida, Atlanta, all the music, the rhythms, the sounds, the dances that are coming out of America. And, you know, as African Americans, we're leading the way. So this particular time, funk was big, and in Brazil, they created their own genre of funk, and they called it SambaFunk, where they had elements of Brazilian culture mixed with elements of African American culture, which was funk. It's just an enormous amount of funk bands from Brazil that blew up during that time. Carnival explosion, it allows us to branch out and experiment with other forms of carnival. You know, so you have an expression here that's based on Brazilian culture with the samba. It incorporates the African American culture with the funk. And because it embraces and loves the carnival, you have all these elements of carnival that we use carnival as our vehicle to express ourselves artistically and culturally, and really just get out there and represent ourselves and our ancestors, you know, and we bring that spirituality, that love to the culture.
We grew up with the funk as they grew up with the samba, so I think we bring something to our hearing of the samba that can put it in a real funky context. So we're kind of an American style, or really an Oakland style samba funk versus the Brazilian style samba funk music, which is great.
Carnival 2012 out here in Dolores Park. You just left the mayor of San Francisco. You probably see a picture right now popping up. That was him and us. Getting ready to do it. Hey, hey, hey.
When youth come in, they're welcomed with open arms because they're the ones who carry on the future. We are the ones who remember and who pass on the knowledge of past generations to future generations to keep culture alive, to keep memories strong, to keep family together. And to the youth out there who are looking to join or who don't even know where they're gonna go in life, a place like SambaFunk, the family can give a person a clear conscience in order to find out who they are and where they come from.
I think that kids, sometimes they're worried or they're nervous because I know that sometimes they think that people expect more from them than they can do. But if they came to a place like this, there is nothing that you do that could like it's not wrong. It's just the way it's supposed to be, the way that the kids would do it. And when they do it, they feel fine about it. It feels right to them, and they do it well. They do it very well.
I think it's important to kids because they need to learn how to maybe respect others, not laugh at them for who they are, because you can't change someone, they can only change themselves. And I believe they shouldn't change themselves because they need to be who they are.
I think SambaFunk is important to kids because sometimes they don't have a chance to dance, and sometimes that's the time that they feel is the time to dance with other people.
Tonight, just concentrate, meditate on your ancestors, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, because we are representing our ancestral lines as Funkquarians. That's what we're about, and bringing that culture and community. And we just want to bring that ashe for our ancestors tomorrow. We want to put it on the street. We want to lay it all out. We want to have fun from beginning to end.
What's happening right now? Yes, it's Carnival.
Now, Carnival is a celebration of life, freedom, spirituality, love,
a celebration of dance, a celebration of joy, and bringing people into that joy and sharing that joy with them.
Come in knowing that it's all love. We're not here to judge you. We're not here to take anything from you. We're here to give you a different outlook on life, because it really puts you in a different place, whether you've traveled or not. You know, I haven't really been anywhere, and ever since I've been part of group, I've been through a lot of different transitions, and I mean that in a positive way, to how I look at myself, how I look at my children, how I expect to be treated, and how I treat other people. So this is just a door to walk in to bring more positive energy in your life.
You spread out cheer, joy, and your spirit gets bigger and bigger every time you come.
It is a ministry. It is not forced upon you, but you're invited. You can come and go anytime.
To bring the funk. Put our Oakland into it. And maybe if you go to San Francisco, you put your San Francisco into it.
There's like a freedom that you get when you dance and express yourself.
There's definitely an unspoken acceptance of world culture regardless of color of skin, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of the way a person speaks, regardless of if a person is spiritual or not. Within SambaFunk, there are no confines as to who a person can be, because we accept and we love each other and we want to build the community.
Our role is entertaining people in a different kind of way, in a more inclusive way, a more involved way.
It's one of the things that's really great about SambaFunk, the fact that we come together and we smile and we genuinely mean the happiness and the peace that we portray.
Okay, so if you guys were in Carnival and your contingent is here, come on up, take a photo real quick. We want to give it up for Funkquaria Rising. Caribbean Vibrations.